is the face of a not very happy camper. There's coyotes. So many coyotes. There's something traipsing around early. And right when you think you're gonna get a nice peaceful night's sleep in the woods, stress response going off all night. This might be one of the hardest nights on the ground I've had in a while. It's so noisy. And then every time the coyotes started yipping, the surrounding dogs would start barking too. So I'm not thrilled. But that's the way it goes sometimes. The good news is we have a percolator. So we have coffee. There's a lot of things alive in Missouri woods. And they're noisy. But what can you do? Perk's a nice little addition. I don't even know what I usually just pour it over. Or brew it like a tea bag. That's not so great. Then you get little coffee granules in your mug. Let's see if we can find that bastardly animal that was walking around camp all night. Every 2 seconds, popping a twig. Oh man, we had a noisy night. There was quite a few coyotes out running around town. And by town I mean all over the woods. They were yipping probably every hour or so. And then something was stomping around this morning. Must have been a big deer. Could have been a black bear, but doubtful. It was just breaking twigs, and it's one of the more restless nights I've had lately. But short of a bad night's sleep, it's a really pretty woods. I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you. Got the sun coming up over that mountain. What's crazy about these woods, there's just so many things alive. It's noisy as hell. Last night I heard everything from owls to coyotes to whippoorwill birds, frogs. There was all kinds of bugs, deer, dogs. Just one of the more noisy nights I've had in a long, long time. These woods are pretty, like there's not a lot of hiking potential right now. We're in the dead of summer and just there's like poison ivy weeds everywhere, and the ground cover is full of stuff you don't want to get your legs tangled up in. But other than that, we got a nice campfire. And we got lucky. There was a big pile of dry wood right here. So we didn't even have to get out and look for it. Super fortunate. Say what?
I'm sorry, I didn't know you were doing that.
Oh, you're on the internet now, Pops. Smile for the camera, we're famous one day.
How you doing?
Backing up and leaving this one a little early, since there's not a whole lot going on. Gonna see if we can go find this watchtower I saw yesterday. I don't know if it's open or not, but maybe we can climb to the top. So, saw this watchtower from the side of the road and had to drive around a bunch of dirt roads to try and find it, but this one was blocked off and I parked and then taking this little grass path. We're gonna see if we can climb that watchtower. It's probably a National Forest lookout. Oh my gosh, there's a huge black bird up there. That one you saw with the binoculars. Yep. Alright, see if we can get to the top. So I figured out all you have to do to get service is climb up to one of these monster fire lookout towers. You can see quite a ways. Ooh, it gives me the jelly legs being up here. You can see a huge hawk circling right there. He was up on this thing just a second ago. Now he's circling around like, get off my pole, bro. Not a lot to see. So you can understand why the backpacking and the camping, in terms of like hiking with a payoff, it's a little bit lackluster because there's just these green rolling hills. I mean, they're beautiful, but there's not a lot of peaks to get to or places where you can like get a view like this. You can see down there's the road we came in on. Right there. It's pretty, but there's not a lot going on. This is the what's the forest? Oh, the Mark Twain National Forest. And one thing I noticed about this forest is it's not very maintained. Like, you know, you go to a lot of national forests and the park maps are generally visible and updated. Here, they're just washed out and clearly nobody has updated it in eons, if at all. Same goes for the trails. They're pretty hard to discern in a lot of places, and I think that's partly because of the undergrowth, all the vines and weeds and whatnot. The trails definitely are not maintained whatsoever, and I think that's likely because there's not a lot of people out here doing it, you know, hiking the trails. There's just not, you're not getting much out of it other than obviously a journey on your legs, but not exactly my preferred cup of tea for backpacking and finding places to camp. It's just super undergrowthy and lots of spider webs, bugs, snakes, all kinds of stuff. So pretty from the top. We're about 5 miles outside of Kabul, but